using the practice to refine the inner state. We're going to start in Sukhasana, taking some height, right angle cross in front of the left. Sitting tall and straight, the shoulders descending, the eyes closing. Relax the feet, the ankles. Relax the thighs. And press the backs of the hands against the thighs to help lift the front spine and open the sternum plate. The inhale revealing new dimensions from inside. And then folding the palms together in front of the center of the chest. Inhale. Lowering the chin and surrendering the brain to the heart. Bringing the hands down, lifting the head back up, and we are ready to begin. So moving wherever we are, sitting on out to the side, and coming to lie down on the mat, Paryankasana. Spread the balls of the feet, spread the toes, interlock the fingers, line the inner feet up precisely. And enter the delicacy of the pose through the breath. Feeling the outer world receding. The inner world, the inner sensitivity awakening. And then Paryankasana, so right knee bent towards you, and extend the left leg, rolling the left thigh in, firmness in the left leg. Softness in the abdomen, softness in the right front groin. And changing sides. Rolling that right thigh in, press the right thigh down, keep the firmness there. And with an exhale, let the abdomen recede to the lower back, the groin soften. And releasing feet to the floor. Bringing the right leg to Ardha Padmasana, facing the foot as much into the groin of the left leg as possible, and lifting up Ekapada Supta Bhavanukasana in Ardha Padmasana. With an exhale, relax the shoulders, relax the front throat. And coming down and changing sides. Left leg, Ardha Padmasana. Opening those feet, those ankles, those knees in an Ekapada Supta Bhavanukasana. Deep inhale, fill that new inner space. And deep exhale, relax the shoulders, the throat, the face. And then releasing, and feet to the floor. Make sure the feet are parallel. Now lift the right foot up, lift the trunk up, holding the foot, Supta Paryankasana 1. Draw that leg closer, pull the toes back, lift the trunk up, come towards the shin. then bending the knee and foot to the floor. Make sure it's parallel. Left leg lifting the trunk, reaching for our foot and extending Supta Paryankasana. 1. Pull the toes back and lengthen the back heel. Pull the leg closer and pull yourself closer. And then bending the knee and releasing feet to the floor. Lift the arms up, cross the thumbs and stretch the arms back, keeping the lower back pressing against the ground. Feet off the mat and exhale the legs up. Urdhva Prasarita Padasana. Pull the toes back, backs of the heels long, knees straight firm, elbows firm, lower back pressing down. Feel the rib cage broadening. And now bend the knees and exhale 60 degrees. Keep the lower back pressing down. Look at your feet and space between all the toes and pull the toes back and push up through the balls of the feet. See how that sharpens the legs, helps the core connect to the lower back. And then bending the knees, going even lower. Exhale. Now here you really need to bolt the outer hips together, the outer thighs together as you push up through the balls of the feet. Knitting the abdominal fibers down. Stretch the arms 2 and 1. Bend the knees. Back to 60. Push. Pull the toes back. Push up through the balls of the feet. Re-stretch the arms. And then bending the knees and up to 90. Look at your feet. Pull the toes back. Push up through the balls of the feet. Extend the back heels. Feel the knees become firmer. Re-stretch the arms. And then bending the knees and feet to the floor and arms to the side of the body. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. And lift the arms back up. Cross the thumbs. Re-stretch the arms back. Second round. Feet off the floor. And exhale. This time we're going to keep the knees straight. Going to 60. Keep pushing out through the balls of the feet. And coming to 30. Lower back to the floor. And 60. And 90. And 60. You thought it was over. Nope. And 30. And 60. And 90. We have one last set. 60. Keep stretching the arms. 30, 60, and 90. Bending the knees, Dvipada Supta Paryankasana. Stream the exhalation into the abdomen, relax, relax the shoulders, relax the effort, relax the face. And then releasing and rolling over and coming up. Onto our hands and knees, rolling the spine. Inhaling, rounding, exhaling, arching. And rounding, lift the belly button and arching. One more time, rounding, and arching. Perfect. Shimhasana, lifting the left leg up and crossing at the tibia. So not placing the left knee behind the right, crossing at the head of the tibia and sitting back, maybe sitting on that foot. Gomukhasana with the right arm. So lift the right arm up, turn the palm to the sky, bring the hand to the shoulder, scoop this elbow in. Keep the arm close to the outer face as you bring the elbow up. Use the left hand to pull it back, centering the hand to the middle of the back. Feel the armpit opening. And then coming out and releasing, changing sides. So the right leg lifts up, placing the head of the tibia and sitting back. And then the left arm in Kurmasana, so palm faces up, hand to the shoulder, scoop the outer elbow in so that as you lift it, it stays close to the outer face. The right hand bringing it back. Moving the hand to the center of the middle back, pressing the middle back forward. Feel the armpit opening. Breathe into that, fill those spaces from inside. And then releasing, coming out and down. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Spread the palms, spread the fingers, line the knees up with the heels, turn the toes under, and come into it with bent knees first, really checking that the arms are straight, the inner elbows facing forward, the shoulders broad, then lowering the head, lifting the buttocks higher, lifting the heels higher, and then straightening the legs. And then bending the knees and coming back down. Lifting the left leg up and this time crossing the left knee behind the right. We're going to come back and sit on that heel. Coming back, Kurmasana. So now the right knee is lifted, so the left arm will be the upper arm. So left arm, holding the shoulders, scooping the outer elbow in, coming up and pulling that elbow back, exposing that vulnerable area of the armpit and trying to breathe into that, to puff the armpit with the inhale. The hands going to the middle dorsal spine, pressing the dorsal spine forward and seeing how that illuminates the sternum chest. And then coming out and forward, changing sides. Right knee completely behind the left and coming to sit on that heel. So you can see that the left leg is lifted, so the right arm is coming up, scooping the elbow in, bringing it up, the left hand helping us to move it right back further than we've ever been able to experience a new space there in the armpit area, the skin, the hollow of the armpit, puffing it with the inhale. And using the hand on the dorsal spine to press the dorsal spine forward and bring new experience to the ribs, to the sternum plate. And then coming out, uncrossing, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Line the knees up with the hands, spread the fingers widely, turn the toes under, coming in with a bent legs. Check your arms. Stretch the arms well, find the heel of the hand, press into the heel of the hand, pushing yourselves away from the heels of the hands, lowering the head. Now look at your feet. Lift the heels up higher, lift the buttocks up higher, and with an exhale, straighten the legs. With each exhale, try to press the chest open to the front thighs. And then bending the knees and coming for our third Kurmasana. So lifting the left leg up and crossing the left knee behind the right. This time widen the feet apart and come and sit between the feet for Kurmasana 3. Inhale. Exhale forward. Reach the arms, dynamically pressing down. Forearms lifting. Hands moving forward and the hips moving back. If you can, lower the chin on that front knee. Be in fullness of breath, travel with the breath. And then coming up, forward onto our hands and knees, uncrossing. Changing sides, extending the right leg, right knee going behind the left, widen the feet. And move the feet away from the thighs, inhale. Exhaling forward. Check your arms. Could the hands go further? Could the forearms lift more? Could the elbows be firmer? And are you making sure that you're rolling the upper arms away from each other so the inner elbows are turning towards the sky, not turning down towards the ground? Now push into your hands to push the hips back. And then coming back up, back onto our hands and knees, uncrossing the legs and lining the knees up with our hands, spreading the fingers even more widely. Adho Mukha Svanasana, turning the toes under, keeping an eye on the arms as we push ourselves away from the heels of the hands, and then lowering the head so the back of the neck is long, looking at the feet. Lift the heels up, lift the buttocks up higher, and with an exhale, straighten the legs completely. Push those front thighs back. And now push the front chest open to the front thighs. And now looking up, we're going to step the right leg forward for extreme pigeon. So step that right leg forward. If necessary, use the hand to help the foot forward. Keep the foot in the middle of the mat. Move your arms onto the inside and come onto the outside edge of the foot. Lower the back knee to the ground. Now slide this right arm underneath so your forearm is supporting you, and let the leg roll open like a Paryankasana. Inner groin to the outer groin. And exhaling down. Deep, smooth, long inhalations and exhalations. And then coming back out and changing sides. Left leg forward, nice wide lunge in the middle of the mat. Come onto the outside edge of the foot, bring the arms on the inside, bend the back knee, and slide the left arm underneath, so you're resting on the forearm. And with an exhalation, surrender to this pose. And then looking up and coming back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Check the arms, bend the knees, find both of your hands, the heels of the hands, push yourselves away from the heels of the hands, lowering the head, lift the heels higher, the buttocks higher, and then straighten the legs completely. With an exhale, push your front thighs back. With an exhale, press the chest open towards the front thighs. And looking up, one last time, extreme pigeon pose. Step that right leg forward, coming onto the outside edge of the foot, lower the back knee, slide the knee back if you can, right arm underneath, and in we come, with the stream of the exhalation, following that in trust. Back up and changing sides, left leg forward onto the outer edge, keeping it in the middle, back knee, moving it back if you can, and then support from the left arm which goes underneath, helping us to come into this pose. And then coming back up and out, stepping back straight into Adho Mukha Svanasana. The legs straight, the arms straight, the heels are lifted, the sit bones are high, feel their height, and try to keep their height as you begin to lower the heels to the ground. Push the shins back, push the front thighs back. Let the armpits lengthen. And then looking up, we're going to walk forward, feet the width of the mat. Uttanasana. And releasing, coming back up to standing, feet together. Check that the inner feet are lined up, spread the toes. Firm the heels, move the sacrum towards the heels, stretch the arms to the earth. Open the chest to the sky, Savasana. All right, now time for some standing poses. So we're going to need a long strap. If you don't have a long strap, you can thread two short straps together, and we're going to need a block. So getting that equipment and meeting back here on the mat. Are we ready to strap ourselves in? So the block is for the hand of our first pose, Kurmasana, if needed. Remember, you have several heights to choose from. And you want to make quite a big loop in your strap. This is the action that the strap will give. By the way, when you put the strap on, you want to be able to pull it to the side, not inwards. So the outside edge of the back foot will hold the strap, the front leg will come in, and this is the support of the strap. Tighten up as needed. Right now, hands on the hips, and with your hands, adjust the hips. That's it. So now you really feel the outside edge of the foot pressing into the strap, pulling here, helping this front groin to come in, but keeping the hips stable. Grip these legs up, roll them open away from each other so the buttocks meet together behind. Press the middle buttocks forward, and from there lift and open the chest. Beautiful. Now stretch the arms, keeping all of that. Inhale. Exhale, reaching as you reach. Move the back foot back a little bit more so it maintains that connection with the front strap. Keep reaching, 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 and then the arm down onto the block and the top arm up. Now relift the inner arch of the back foot and push into the strap with the outside edge and travel with the sensation of the strap to the front femur bone there. Draw it in. That's it. Now turn and twist, the arms opening from the center of the chest. Keep squeezing the back inner knee tightly. Preparing to lift. Inhaling up. And releasing. Back foot, back knee bending, back foot coming in until we can take the strap off. Other side. Moving the strap so that when we pull it, the buckle is coming back. And I always start out with a little bit of a smaller Trikonasana than I normally do, because when we come into the pose, we can move the back foot back and reconnect with that tautness. Line the front heel up with the arch of the back foot. Lift the inner arch, press the outside edge of that foot into the strap. Feel the connection to here. Draw this hip in, stabilize. Lift the chest. Grip the legs, roll them open away from each other, buttocks meeting. Relift the chest. And then stretch the arms. And exhale, reach. As you reach, move the back foot back a little bit. Keep the tautness of the strap. Grip the legs. And coming down, finding the block, left arm up to the sky. Don't collapse into the block. Keep the legs gripped. The outside edge of that back foot firm. The head of the front femur bone coming in. Preparing to lift. And releasing. Bringing the back foot closer until we can slide the strap off. Hanging the pelvis up. Lift the arms, hold the elbows, grip the legs, and exhaling forward. Keep the line from the inner knee to the inner groin lifting. And then releasing the arms and coming back up. Savasana. Right, Virabhadasana 2, using the strap. So, moving the block to the side, won't need it for now. Turn the strap so that if you were to tighten it, it's turning to the outside. Place the back foot in, and let's check what needs to change. The strap is going to go right here on the front knee, the top of the tibia. So, adjust. There we go. And even a little bit more. You really want to have a 90-degree angle here, the knee above the heel. So coming in. Lift the inner arch of the back foot, push into the outside edge of the foot, activate, and feel about how that's helping the front of the knee to come this way, the femur bone to come in, a different sensation. Roll the shoulders back. Turn the hips to really face the long edge of the mat, so they're not turning forward, but keep the inner knee moving to the outer knee. Now with your hands on your hips, your thumbs behind, push the middle buttocks forward with your thumbs and lift the pubic bone up. Lift the ribs up. Open the chest, that's it. A whole new expression. And stretch the arms. And now turn the head to the front and stretch the back arm so that it's pulling the organs to the back even though we are looking to the front. Preparing to come out. And bending the knees. Let's take the strap and move it to the other side. Incredible stability like that, right? Okay, back foot in. And placing our strap. Really looking, I can get it a little bit bigger here. Really looking for that 90-degree angle in the front leg. Lift the inner arch of the back foot, push into the outside edge of the foot, squeeze this leg. Feel the strap doing its work, helping the head of the knee to come in, the femur to come in. The thumbs are pressing the middle buttocks forward, elbows back. Lift the pubic bone, lift the belly button, lift the ribs, open the chest, and then extend the arms. And now turning the head to the front and keeping the back arm alert. The back arm is pulling the organs back. We're looking forward. We have eyes out of the back of our skull. Keep the outside edge of the back foot firm. And preparing to come out. And releasing. And taking the strap off. Alright, moving our strap to the side. 2 blocks perhaps for the next pose. Simplify Paryankasana. Right leg forward and left leg back. Turn the back thigh in so the hips turn, press the back heel down. Arms in front, cross the thumbs, lift up. Get a stretch in the abdominal cavity, the front waists, the armpits. And then exhale, reaching forward, back heel firm. And coming down to the blocks or to the floor. Press into the fingertips, lift the chest up. Back heel firm. Move the sternum forward, back ribs pressing in. And then walk the hands forward and lower the head down. Look at your back foot. If the toes are white, you're not pressing enough in the heel. Try to press the heel down and lift the toes up. Try to push the shin back, to push the front thigh back. The entire weight of the pose moving back. And then looking up, bring the hands closer, stabilizing through the back leg. Cross the thumbs, inhale back up, reach with your fingertips, extend the front body. And bring the arms back down and change sides. Left leg forward and right leg back. Stabilize, roll the back thigh in, feel the hips turn to the front more. Press the back heel down, arms in front, cross the thumbs, lift up with vibrancy. Keep stretching up, pulling the arms up and back. The chest opening, the abdomen stretching, and then exhaling forward, push into the back heel. And coming down, fingertips to the floor or the blocks. Press into the fingertips to lift the chest, and then press the back ribs in, and try to move the sternum forward. Keep rolling the back thigh in, so the hips don't turn out. Keep the back heel stabilized. And now stretch the arms forward and lowering the head down. Simplified Parsvangasana. Exhale into the back heel and check that your toes aren't white. Roll the back thigh and feel the hips turn more with you. And grip the front femur bone upwards into the hip sockets. Now press into your fingertips to help move the weight of the pose back. And then looking up, moving the hands closer, preparing to lift, make the back leg firm. From that, stretch the arms, cross the thumbs, inhale the arms up. Move the middle buttocks forward, lift the pubic bone, stretch the arms up and back. And 2, and 1. Bring the arms down, and step the feet together. And then spread the feet the width of the mat, nice and parallel. And fingertips down to the ground or onto the blocks. Uttanasana. Relax the head, the neck completely. The face completely. And now turning to the right, twisting Uttanasana. Take hold of the outside edge of the right ankle with the left hand. Right hand to the floor, twisting, turning, pulling yourselves closer as you twist. And now to the left. And back to the middle, bending the knees, and rolling up, and the feet together. Savasana. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. And coming out. Alright, it's time to come to the floor for some groin and hip work. So, moving our stuff if you had a mess, and let's come and meet on the mat. Coming into Upadishta Konasana. So nice wide V, separation of the sit bones, the knees facing the sky, the front thighs pressing down so the legs are firm, the toes are pulling back. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, coming forward, Yoga Mudrasana. This does not mean that you're slumping into it. The arms are vibrant. Through the arms, you access the shoulders, the upper back. The legs stay vibrant. The brain is quiet. Then back out, and time for Bandha Konasana. Same action, coming forward, In this case, the inner groins are rolling to the outer groins. So just remind the skin, the muscle there of its action. And then coming forward, the arms vibrate. You can come onto the fingertips and really press the fingertips down and feel how that activates the arms, the upper back. Draw the lats in, move the trapezius muscles down. Lower the head and pacify the brain completely. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. Keep pushing the hips back. So then coming back out. And extending the legs back out to a V, not quite as wide as a Sarvangasana. We're going to come for Kurmasana. So we want to thread one arm under the leg at a time. So bending one knee, bringing the arm, the shoulder in as far under the knee as possible, and extending the arm. So here I'm moving so you can see my arm like that. And then bending the other leg, bringing it in and doing the same. And extending the arm. And then, here we go, we're walking the feet forward, lowering down, coming onto our heels, pulling our toes back, and with an exhale, extending, coming forward, Kurmasana. Slow the breath right down. Feel the extraordinary access that this pose gives to the broadness of the back with each inhale. Both lungs really inflate them, broaden them. See if the heels can slide forward a little bit more, pulling the toes back, pressing the thighs down. And we're going to prepare to come out. So bending the knees, releasing, we can slide the arms back out, bend the knees back in, feet to the mat, pushing ourselves up. Now widen the knees apart. Hold on to the heels. Savasana 2. Press those heels down. And exhale. Fill the back ribs, the back lungs with each inhale. And feel the broadness that's kept naturally in this pose as we exhale. And then sitting back down and extending the legs straight out in front. Sirsasana. Bending the right knee, bringing the foot in. And sliding this right arm underneath, hooking, going as high as we can. Stage 1, we're holding the outer foot, we're extending, and feel what that is bringing to the back and to the back lungs. If stage 2 is possible, coming into it now, otherwise staying in stage 1. Keep that precision in the left leg. With a very smooth expression. Breathing. And then releasing. Changing sides. Left leg. Bringing the foot in and getting that left arm, shoulder as deeply behind the knee as possible. Stage 1. Feel the broadness of the back. And if stage 2 is available, stage 2. Don't push the eyeballs forward. Have them recede to the back skull. And then coming out. And releasing. Back to Kurmasana. Spread the feet. Bend the knees and sliding the arms, the shoulders underneath. A little bit more deeply on the second time. Extend the arms and begin to slide the feet forward. Heels down, toes up and toes coming back, pushing through the ball of the foot. Being with breath, even breath, smooth breath. Guiding breath. Keep the belly button going back towards the lower back. Don't let the belly button drop, don't let the organs drop. And for this last little bit, see if you can press into the sit bones, press the front thighs down, press into the hands and lift the heels up. And then heels back down, bending the knees, releasing ourselves. And then straightening the legs, the feet, the width of the mat. Make sure the outer edges of the feet are coming back towards you, the toes back too. Spread the sit bones. Paschimottanasana with the hands on the floor, so with support gently. And as we come forward, lift the pelvic floor and move the belly button back towards the lower back. Lowering the head, deep inhalation, deep exhalation. And then coming back up and lying down on the mat, the lower back resting on the earth. Widen the feet apart, turn the toes and the heels out and rest the inner knees against each other. Keep the lower back resting on the ground. Lift the arms up, bend the elbows, take hold of the upper outer arms and bring the arms back behind you. The hands are pulling the elbow tips to the wall behind you, but simultaneously you're drawing the head of the arm bone into the shoulder socket. So you're pulling the elbow tips back, but also being sure to draw the arm bone into the shoulder socket, and you get a new opening there. Keep the lower back pressing against the floor, the abdomen going towards the lower back. And explore with the inhale what new spaces are being opened around the armpit area, the triceps, the ribs, the upper back. And we're going to change the cross of the arms. So lift the arms back up and change the cross. Hold precisely the upper arms right by the elbows and bring the arms over. Reconnect the lower back into the floor. With your hands, pull the elbows back and simultaneously connect the arm bone into the shoulder socket. And then bring the arms back up and releasing. Okay, rolling over, coming out. So we're now going to be coming to Virasanas and specifically Paryankasana and Virasana. So we need strap, 2 blocks, and always handy to have a blanket. Moving back on the mat. So these 2 blocks are going to be supporting our dorsal spine and the back of our skull in our Paryankasana. So you want to set them up like this, whoops, diagonalized, and like that. Okay, we'll be able to adjust these once we're in the pose to make sure they're in the right space. Now we're coming to Virasana. So knees together, feet apart, pull the calves back and out, and come and take a seat on the ground or on some height. Pull the feet in and push the outer edges of the feet down. Strapping ourselves in again so that our legs won't splay when we go back. Tightening up. And now we're going to check out whether we're in the right place. So hands to the side. The right action is to coil the upper back. Like that, that's the coiling action. The shoulders move back and the back ribs press up, the dorsal spine presses up. So try that a few times. Alright, and now when we lie back, we'll feel where is that first block? Where is the second block? You want to make sure that this block, the first one, is not too high. Mine actually is a little bit too high towards the neck, which means that I need to come up and move back a little bit, coming back in, coiling. With the coilingness, there we go. The imprint is now in the right place. The dorsal spine and the support of the back skull feels really comfortable. Now stretch those arms back up, bend the elbows, hold on to the outer arms by the elbows, and bring the arms over. Lengthen the breath, deepen the breath, broaden the breath. With your fingertips, keep pulling the elbows back, but also stay conscious of the arm bone coming into the shoulder socket. And adding in a third thing, press the shoulder blades up. So 3 actions happening there. The hands are pulling the elbows back, we feel that length. The arm bones are coming into the shoulder sockets, we draw them in, and the shoulder blades are pressing up, and we feel a beautiful new opening in the chest, very specifically in the accordion pleat of the ribs right underneath the breast area. Keep pressing the front thighs down so that the pose is well grounded. And we're going to lift the arms back up, re-stretch the arms and change the cross of our arms. Hold firmly, press the thighs down and bring the arms back. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. The inner body really alive and expanding with each inhale. It's being given freedom to take new space. Relish that, invite that in. By pulling the elbow tips back, connecting the arm bones into the shoulder sockets and pressing the shoulder blades up, and then inhaling into the accordion pleat of ribs underneath the breast area and broadening that pleat, widening it, feeling the difference. And then bring the arms back up, re-stretching, and arms back down. You can hold the sides of the mat, elbows to the floor to help push you up. And then lift the hips, release them, sitting back down. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. And now let's reach back with our hands and move those blocks. Coming for Supta Virasana. Tilting our pelvis as we come in. Stretching the arms, crossing the thumbs this time. And as you press the front thighs down, stretch the arms back. Keep maximizing the breath. I really like retaining the inhale in this pose. So you take the longest, broadest, deepest inhale, and then you hold it there, really pressing the prana in, opening up those nadis, feeling the inner body expand before exhaling smoothly out. And then lifting the arms back up and changing the cross of the thumbs and re-stretching back, almost there. Make sure your buttocks are still going towards the knees, the anal mouth towards the front of the mat, so the lower back isn't overarching. Pull gently the belly button towards the lower back and then up towards the solar plexus. The arm stretching will help you to achieve this feeling. And then lifting the arms back up. That really is like an unfolding, isn't it? And we are making our way back out. Pelvic floor lifting as we come out. So paying attention to the inner body as well as the outer body. And then lifting the hips up and releasing the buttocks back. And now we get to widen our knees apart. In fact, we can take the straps off and we can use them here. Widen the knees apart. With your hands, pull the straps back and feel the action on the front groin, the front femur bone as you come forward. Oh look, it's so handy. I have my blocks right here. So if you have your block, slide it in. It'll be perfect for the forehead as you come forward. Keep pulling the straps back and down. And even though we are in a passive pose, don't let the belly button drop. Don't let the organs just drop. Have a care for them. Gently pelvic floor lifting, belly button moving towards the lower back. Arms pulling on the strap, giving traction and meaning there. Now staying there, just releasing the hands from the straps and stretching the arms forward. Yoga Mudrasana. If the block is in the way and you want to go to the floor, just move it. And then coming back out. And lifting ourselves up, hands onto the floor, and stretching the right leg back, rocking forward and backwards. And now the left leg, rocking forward and backwards. And coming out and sitting down. Alright, well we're almost there. It's time for our inversions now. So we've got light Sirsasana, Sarvangasana, Kurmasana, Setu, Bandha, Savasana, and Savasana. So go and gather your blankets and so that we have everything around us ready to just roll one into the next, meeting back here. Sirsasana cycle coming up, so we're doing Sirsasana 1, and then we'll be coming to Kurmasana, so a nice wide V with the legs, and from there bending the knees, Paryankasana, back up to Sirsasana, and coming down. Lifting the arms, preparing. Interlocking the fingers, make sure the tips of the thumbs are pressing against each other. This helps us get bracingness from the arms to the upper back. Crown of the head to the floor, hold the back skull. Press the forearms down, lift the shoulders up. Turn the toes under and straighten the legs. Walking the feet in, keep the upper back braced, the lats in. And when you feel ready, lifting up to Sirsasana. Remembering that a large part of Sirsasana is all about charging the legs up to the sky. The moment the legs lose that liftingness, then it becomes this kind of wobbly, straight shoulder neck thing. So keep charging the legs up, the toes coming back, pushing out through the balls of the feet. The knees down. Smooth the breath down. Unclench the jaw. Check in with your armpits, make sure they're not collapsing in on themselves. So keep lifting the shoulders up and puffing the armpits out. We're going to prepare for Upavishtakarasana. So let's first roll the right leg open. And then roll the left leg open, so just the heels are touching. The thighs are rolling away from each other, the toes coming down. And now descending the legs out to the side. Keep the knees firm. Keep drawing the femur bones into the hip sockets, even as you're extending the legs. There's a specific loop of energy in the legs. The quadriceps are coming into the hip sockets, and the sit bones are moving towards the heels. So contraction of the front thigh and extension of the back thigh. See if you can feel that. Relift the shoulders, lats in. And we're now going to bend the knees, finding Bandha Kurmasana, so pressing the feet against each other actively. Don't let yourself get passive. Press the feet against each other. Move the inner knees back, the middle buttocks forward. Keep pressing the feet against each other to move the inner knees back and the middle buttocks forward. And now extending the legs back up to Sirsasana. Feel that charge. Pull the toes back. Push up through the balls of the feet. Charge the legs. And then exhaling down. Yoga Mudrasana. Vajrasana. Looking up, Paryankasana. Keep pulling the knees and thighs up, broadening the shoulders. And then gently releasing. Alright, first inversion rush. Now it's time for Sarvangasana. So I'm going to be using 5 blankets. And we are going to be doing Kurmasana, so you might want to have 2 blocks that can go underneath your knees. Setting up our blankets, our blocks, and our strap. Remember that you have a choice of heights for the blocks for the knees. And if you don't want to use blocks, you can have without blocks, of course. Okay, let's come on in and make sure that the loop is the right loop. And make sure that the shoulders are the right distance. So I always put 3 fingers together and make sure that I'm no closer than that. Alright, strap somewhere handy for your dominant hand, and lifting up and over, feet to the ground, so that we can put our hands through the loop above the elbows. Roll the shoulders back. You have to do this, it won't do it on its own. You have to lift each shoulder up as you roll it back. Interlock the fingers together, re-stretch the arms and re-roll the shoulders back. And now, Release the interlock, bend the elbows, and place the hands on the back. Coming up to Sarvangasana. Pull the toes back, lengthen the backs of the heels, push up to the sky with the balls of the feet. Similar to Sirsasana, the legs, the lift, the charge of the legs is so important. Keep lifting up, charging up, and see what that brings to the pose. Instead of dropping down and crunching into the neck, we're lifting up and we can really roll the shoulders back. Feel the back body start to work for us. The hands reminding it to press in and lift up. Now looking at your legs and feeling your buttocks because you can't see them, and you see them with your inner drishti. Let's simultaneously move our middle buttocks forward and the front thighs back. And see how that moves the weight more towards the elbows. The elbows become dense. We want this. It takes pressure off the tendency that we have to rely on the back of the skull and the neck. Keep charging up. Now we're going to be coming to Paryankasana in Savasana. So bending the knees, the soles of the feet coming together, the inner knees moving open, the inner groins moving to the outer groins as the heels come closer to the groins. The feet, you can see them, line them up as best as you can, and press the feet against each other. Tadasana action. Even pressure from each foot into the other, which helps us to move the middle buttocks forward and the knees and thighs back, and to lift up at the same time. To have that charge. And now we're going to straighten the legs back up. So knees back in, and with an exhale, straighten the legs. Try to get the hands higher up the back, closer to the mat. Straighten the knees, pull the toes back, sharpen the ankles. Lift up. And we're going to be lowering the legs down to Halasana. Keep ironing the curve of the front thighs up to the thigh bones, so let them hang down. When the feet come to the floor, we can reach with our hands and take the strap off the arms. And then interlock the fingers behind the back, straighten the arms, and take the time to roll each shoulder open by lifting it up, rolling it open, doing the same with the other, and then pressing the arms down and the back ribs in and up. And explore what this shape does to your breath, where you feel it. Is it even on the right side and the left side when you inhale? If not, how could you even out the inner experience of breath? Changing the interlock of the fingers behind the back and re-rolling each of those shoulders back. Juicing the pose as much as our body will give. We take, we inhabit, we open. Press the arms down. Press into the feet, push the front thighs up. We're going to release our interlock now, coming from Kurmasana. So bending the knees towards the forehead, and then the right knee going to the right, the left going to the left, and your blocks will be there if you're using them. You can see if they need to go up or down in height, adjusting with the hands as needed. Pull them in close to your outer ears. And then wrap your arms around behind the knees and hold on to the wrists or the forearms. Kurmasana. Feel the new fullness of the inhale available in Kurmasana. The back body again. One incredible, beautiful broadness there that we can really fill with each inhale, feeling it expand evenly on the left and the right, right and left. Let's change the cross of the arms. Hugging ourselves back in. Last side of Kurmasana. Keep pressing into the dorsal feet and the fronts of the shins to encourage the femur bones to go up into the hip sockets. And now, bringing the arms back to the side, pressing them down, and we're going to unroll. Knees off the blocks, coming down with control. The feet come to the mat. Take these blocks, just move them out of the way so that you can slide back. And spread the feet apart, rest the inner knees against each other. Shoulders back, they'll be happy to do so now after that Sarvangasana. Deep inhalation and deep exhalation. And now we're going to move back even more. And we're almost done. Rolling over to the right hand side and coming up. Moving these blankets to the bottom of our mat. Right here. They can become a little wall, something that our feet can find if we want to extend our legs in Setu, Bandha, Savasana. Take your strap back though, don't let it get into that blanket space. Alright, one block and lying down, placing the strap over the legs. Wants to hold those outer thighs in so that the knees don't splay, because when the knees splay, what happens is the lower back overarches. Gives from the lower back, we want the middle back and the upper back to be doing the coiling action. Remember our Paryankasana. Pressing into the feet, lifting the hips up, shoulders back, arms pressed down, helps us to lift higher. You can even lift the heels up, press the arms down, lift up even higher, and place the block right in the middle, right by the crack of the buttocks. Most people have a tendency to go too high, so it's better to go a little too low than too high, because too high gets again into your lower back, and we want the lower back to be firm, as loose arched as possible. Now adjust the feet so that the heels can come down, that the feet feel parallel. And now interlock your fingers behind the block. And yeah, we're going to open the shoulders up again. So move onto one shoulder and lift the other up, and roll it back and press the shoulder blade up. And then do the same on the other, because you can't leave them uneven that way. It's such a big difference when we do this. And now we can feel that healthy separation of the ribs from the top of the abdomen. Keep the heels firm, keep moving the sacrums towards the knees. And keep the arms pressing down and the back ribs and shoulder blades pressing up. Finding the accordion pleat of the ribs underneath the breast area, expanding with each inhale. Also a very nice pose for breath retention after the inhale. Don't let your buttocks hang back down. Even though you're supported on a block, you want to keep moving the lower buttocks towards the front of the mat. That pulls the sacrum towards the front of the mat. If you think you're ready to extend the legs, go ahead and extend the right leg. You can easily push the blankets back as needed, and extend the left, and line your feet up. Heels down, pull the toes back. Firm the knees. This increases the pose. Make sure that you're talking to the body and reminding the lower back to stay firm by bolting the outer hips towards each other and moving the sacrum towards the heels. And inviting instead the middle back and the upper back to coil. So the arms pressing down, I get that coiling action in the middle and upper back. We're going to bend the knees back in now. and change the interlock of the fingers. So first, press into the heels and lift the buttocks up, reignite that connection. The feet, the back legs, the buttocks, the sacrum. Now, change the interlock, so the other little pinky is underneath, and re-roll each shoulder back. So the last time, last side, maximize. See what surprises the vehicle, the body, has to offer you, has to reveal to you in this last few breaths, and work with retained inhalations. So inhale, and then hold that inhale, and press the arms down and the back ribs up as you do so. And feel a whole new experience. And when you exhale, keep that broadness. And now let's extend the legs one last time. Extending. Heels down. Pull the toes back and the outside edges of your feet coming towards their respective outer hips. Now imagine something very heavy is pressing on your front thighs, and press the front thighs down with that action. Press the middle buttocks up, bolt the outer hips. And then press the arms down and get the shoulder blades to press up, the back ribs to press up. Retain the inhalation. Maximize that inner opening, that inner freedom spreading everywhere. And now we're going to bend our knees, feet coming back in. Alright, press into the feet, lift the hips up once, come back down. And again, twice, come back down. Third time, lifting up, move the block. And place the hands on the hips and tilt the pelvis. There we go, each vertebrae resting, the inner knees resting, the abdomen passive. Soft inhalation, soft exhalation. And let's take the straps off these legs. Now moving slowly over to the right, not just sitting up, pushing yourselves up. Sukhasana. Right ankle crosses in front of the left. Block for the skin of the forehead. Exhaling forward. Push the hips back. Don't let the organs drop. So lift the belly button gently up, lift the pelvic floor. Lengthen the back of the neck completely and feel the brain become even more quiet and passive. And then coming up to change sides. Exhaling forward. Step back up. And we are so ripe for Savasana, you can feel it. So, delicate, tender, sacred movements that don't jolt us out of the detached stepping backness that we've achieved, a new perspective, a new holistic sensitivity, coming in for Savasana. If you want to use a bolster under the knees, etc., taking everything that's right for you, and then rolling those groins open, the sacrum moving towards the heels, the arms extending, and one last attention to the shoulders so that the whole arm spirals from that, ending in the sensation on the palms of the hands that the little pinkies are moving towards the thumbs. So when the shoulders really rolling back, that will spiral down the arms and influence the hands in that way. Relaxing the face, the outer ears, the front throat soft. And finally, the eyelids closing, Savasana. And now, if you feel ready, rolling over to the right hand side and taking the fetal position, supporting the right temple with the right arm. And from this beautiful space that we've created, in the mind and body and heart, just filling it now with some positive thoughts, some positive decisions, some positive actions. Being honest with ourselves about what needs to go, what's been causing of pain to ourselves, to others, and replacing that with healthy, beautiful seeds of love and listening and compassion. And then we're pushing ourselves back up. The eyelids opening, and the moment we open the eyeballs, draw them back. So we're still staying in that diffused, expanded state. Bringing this sensitive, expanded state off the mat into our daily life, having that presence, that gentleness, and that sharp intelligence at the same time. Namaste. Our practice is complete.